Don't buy into the NB propaganda. This is rubbish. Unfortunately, on Friday, my NB left me bricked at my girlfriend's house. For some reason, it just decided that it didn't feel like starting anymore. So I'm going to run you guys through what I have investigated so far and then what we think the issue is. So for those unfamiliar, this is my 2002 NB. Miata, MX-5, whatever, you get the drill at this point. So basically what happened is, on Friday, I got in the car in the morning, as per always, and I went to go start the car, just making sure it's in neutral, sorry, and it just cranks. There's no catch. Okay, my phone crashed there for some reason. Basically, it just cranks and there's no actual catch. Now, that start right there sounded a little bit like the battery was not so great. That's obviously because the car's been sitting since Friday without being driven or anything like that. The battery is perfectly healthy. I can guarantee this. Anyway, what we did discover is, or basically I went through the fuse box and double checked over a whole bunch of different things. The one thing that we were slightly concerned about is if the crank angle sensor was wrong. The crank angle sensor seems, or it had gone bad, I should say. The crank angle sensor seems to actually be fine. It just, if I put force on it, it will twist on the bolt that's actually securing it. So I just want to tighten that up, but we don't think it's actually that, because it would misfire with that, but because the sensor's getting too far away or whatever, but it wouldn't actually like just completely kill it like this. And then something that my dad did is we took one of the coil packs, or not packs, the HT lead off, and we put a screwdriver in it to see if it would actually spark. A little bit backward sketch, but it's okay. And we're not getting spark, which means, and mind you, as you can see when I try to start it, it's not even like misfiring or one or two of the cylinders. So it's not a coil pack issue, it's all 4 cylinders all at the same time. Now, theoretically speaking, the coil packs could have, all the HT leads could have all died at the same time, but the chances of that is next to not happening at all. So we don't think it has anything to do with that. We think it has an issue to do with either a fuse or a relay, or, and this is the big bad, the car has an aftermarket immobilizer, which I'm sure as soon as I said that, most of you were like, well, it's most likely that, because that's unfortunately how these things go. There it is there, actually. We already started to just fiddle with it and feel if it was clicking or not, of which we can't feel the relay like ticking over. So I'm very heavily suspecting that it's that. My dad doesn't think it's that. I'm very heavily suspecting that it's that. Okay, as an update, I took off the intake pipe and I went down to the crank angle sensor. Again, like I mentioned, it had that like stiff, but it could move. So I re-tightened it. We are unsure on what the gap is actually supposed to be between the little trigger and the sensor itself. So we've made it at a good space. I don't know really how to explain it, but we've put it at a good space. It might be a little bit too far away still, I don't know. But yeah, we're going to now try again just to confirm that we aren't getting spark come through, and then go from there basically.
Anyway, this thing's not sparking, so I don't think there's a spark here. I think it's an ignition failure setup.
I hope you guys saw that. And then just to clarify, we do have the battery now jumped also, so we are eliminating the battery as a problem also. I feel like now is a reasonable time to quickly break and let you guys know that I have some new merch coming out. Wow, on screen now. Unfortunately, they haven't been printed for me just yet, but yes, anyway, moving on. There we go, cool, done.
Day 2.
Okay, I do apologize because I've not been filming much. I've been very irritated and just trying to get it done. But let me catch you guys up. So, we did double check. Basically, we tapped into these wires here for the crank angle sensor to just make sure using a, I don't know where it is, little test light there, we were just making sure that when we do crank, we were getting a pulse from the crank angle sensor to say it was reading things, which it was. Then, unfortunately, whilst I was busy trying to cable tie the cable away so that it wouldn't get caught on the belts and then cut through the wire and then cause a future problem, I myself have caused a future problem because I glanced at one of the coolant lines and now it's leaking tremendously. So that's a problem now to fix also. But basically we went through and we confirmed a whole bunch of other things that, again, we tested the coils again, etc., etc. We checked fuses again, as I mentioned. And then we were going to double check that the fuel was being sent also via taking one of the pipes out just after or just before the fuel filter. But in short, we decided to just leave that for a second and we went back to looking for the immobilizer. Digging inside the car, we found this. So this is the signal pickup, I'm assuming, because it's got this weird little cable for the pickup, for the immobilizer. I have no idea what the rest of these cables are, and I have no idea what this min-max thing is. I have literally not a clue what this is. We're just assuming it is that. We also assume such... Oh, sorry, it's very dark in here. That kind of works. You see this orange and white cable that comes up here? Well, this taps into this, which is, when we Google reverse image searched these two things, this one in particular said that it was a part of the factory immobilizer system from Mazda. So what we're assuming is either it's tapped into the factory immobilizer, this is an aftermarket immobilizer, but Google said that it was a factory one, or this is all a part of a factory immobilizer, although this I doubt is. I'm assuming it's some hybrid setup where it's just tapped into it. But anyway, this.
Day 3.
It's making video.
There's the same difference.
It's not by the plastic pipe.
Yeah.
That corner there is the one that's problem.
There we go. So you can see I'm busy highlighting the crank angle sensor down there. You can see this cable that comes up. I try to zip tie it. So basically I try to zip tie this cable to this water line, but this part that's down here. And the moment I touched it, the little metal 90 degree that sticks out of, I don't know, one of the metal parts of the block, that little nozzle broke. Now I had this on my NA also, so nothing new, it's just very aggravating that it happened. What I'm going to do now is drain all the coolant so that we can pull that out and replace it. And then in terms of the not starting issue, we're still confused. We have a handful of other ideas that we want to try. We just want to, again, confirm, but to the coil packs, that the coil packs aren't receiving power, just in case. But we don't think that it has anything to do with that. Basically, that's just to confirm that it is some form of immobilizer. Whether that be, because I think I did mention in the previous episode that this little thing that's here, sitting on the floor here, is actually just an alarm. It has nothing to do with an immobilizer. So in short, we don't know if this is doing anything or not, but it could also be this, which apparently on 2001 model NBs is a common issue. Now mine, apparently this factory immobilizer is known to fail, and it's a bit of a mission, but technically it can be bypassed. So if it is the factory immobilizer, well, then there we go. So I will catch you guys up when I suppose more progress is being made.